What's poppin', everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are going to be talking about some artificial intelligence software out there that is becoming to move into the video editing industry, and I'm talking about OpenAI's newest research, Sora. Dope. I want to jump into how it's going to be helpful for our industry, and then also talk about some problems with what the software is doing right now, as well as talk about some of the research and the physics behind what's actually happening here in the research papers. So if you guys go over to openai.com, you can see that in their research they have a couple different things going on here, but Sora is there creating imagery from text in video form. And we see that we have a bunch of different places like Midjourney. They have DALL-E 3 where they can generate image based off your text prompts. Now they're doing it with video, where all you have to do is put in your text prompt and you're rocking and rolling. And so I want to talk about just some of the implications that we're looking and faced with on this software. We can see that it's really doggone good. Like at your first glance, you're just like, wow. When you start studying it, I'll get into this of the issues that you face with some of this, but like, I just want you to look at some of this footage that we are looking at here. It's just absolutely great. Like, that's crazy. Artificially intelligently made. That's wild to me. And this stuff is just kind of mind-blowing to all of us out there. Like, this is footage that you literally find on the stock footage website. That's crazy to me. So some of the things that are really awesome, obviously we have some stock footage that we can literally just generate. But, we can start implicating anything that we have in our mind and develop, even history that may or may not even existed. And you can see some of the problems and the regulations that will probably need to be placed on this. But like, even looking at this is a beautiful image. This is, right here, extreme close-up of a 24-year-old woman's eye blinking, standing in Marrakech during magic hour. I totally messed up that name. Cinematic film shot in 70mm depth of field. Vivid colors cinematic. Come on, man. Even focuses on the eye and moves around. That's crazy to me to look at. You're generating image from text and it's all video. And one of the things I wanted to talk about here is actually in the research of it. You can see where a lot of this used to be in this base comp compute, where they would have just this and you would see this really whack jank, and this is even a step up from where we were like a year ago with some of the weird artificial intelligent videos that we're getting. But then you see this 32x compute and how mind-blowing it's just turned into. And it's really awesome to see that, the generating of the multiple different layers, and there's a whole research on here, and I'm not going to get into the whole background of how this physics is working and how the computer is working behind it. But the thing I do want to get into is some of the perks that we're going to be having down the road in this, where they have variable durations, resolutions, and aspect ratios, where we can actually develop videos based off of maybe even videos that we already have, where we can extend a video clip. How crazy is that? Say we have a B-roll clip that we want to extend, and now we can come in here and actually do that. And even various improved framing and composition, like they have this box where this is both generated AI. I genuinely can't imagine that. This is crazy to me. But like, they improved the composition, made sure the person's in the box, and now we got an improved landscape of the square that you shot in. And even some of this stuff where now we're going to do text image to video image, where this is literally an image created by AI, and then it made it into a video. And even animation stuff, like you don't have to illustrate stuff, you just bam and move it right into there, and this is just crazy to me. Like, you can just countless ideas and imagination where you can start developing. The coolest thing that I saw in here was, well, two coolest things was video to video editing, where you can literally input a video and literally change the location. Watch this, look at this. This is mind-blowing. It changed the lighting, the shadows, it even changed the car, which I don't know if that was on purpose or not. But like, look at that. That's crazy. And so there's so many cool aspects to this. Even this is really cool. Connecting videos where it literally takes one in one video and then merges them together. Watch this from the beginning. We have a drone clip on our left side here, and then it merges it into a freaking butterfly in this environment. I watched these so many times and I could not find like where this would be messing up, and this is so seamless. Like this one especially is so seamless. I mean, look, it's already starting to showcase this. And this is wild. It's so crazy. And it's gonna be so useful for transitions and awesome things that we're trying to develop and what we can start merging into even visual effects and things of that nature. Some of the downfalls and the things I want to talk about in here that we can start to see that they are still fixing. This is right now is open to only specific users and people that they've trusted partners in this. And so you can start to see some issues with like physics right now. And I mean, she's like kind of gliding there. The camera movement's kind of jerky. The people look kind of whack, especially this one. And you can see some of the stuff, like even in this physics, doesn't fully line up yet. And it kind of repeats clips sometimes. You can see right here, even in this clip, where he moves his hand really, really weirdly. So you can see some of the flaws that we're faced with on these clips. I mean, especially in this one. I mean, this one's so jacked up that her arm turns into a jacket. The cat's arm becomes 2 into 1. You see some physics where it gets a little bit messed up. And in this, you can see that there's like infinite amount of foxes just coming out of foxes. And so it obviously has its problems that it's working through right now. But to think about all of the footage that was and what is now, what you like, once they improve these minor tweaks, it's going to be mind-blowing. And so what I want to transition in talking about also is, you know, the implications for our industry, especially as video editors. What does this look like for us? You know, that's the biggest question that we're faced with, of what does this mean for us? And it's one of those things where it's a love-hate relationship where we really do need to lean in and grasp where we're going and take it and run with it. But it also leaves, you know, open door for what happens to specific cinematographers and things of such nature. How I see this going right now, in my opinion, is really, I believe that the stock footage industry is going to start moving away towards more artificial intelligence, where we have, as video editors, we have stock footage at the tip of our fingers with just prompts, which I think is so powerful, especially when we're trying to create a detailed video. Instead of searching for stock footage that may or may not exist and compromising, we can now create the footage that we need for whatever the video is. And another thing with that, going down with even in the specific industry, where I don't know if it will ever hit commercial realm anytime soon, at least in the next decade, but I do believe it will start kind of showing itself, where we'll start even having prompt engineers as editors, where they generate the footage needed for the storyboard of whatever we're telling in that story. And that's how it's going to start being implemented down the road. And that's how I see it happening and the implications of this. But it's definitely something that I think as editors, we need to start leaning into